The operator. This is a story that my mom told me. She heard this from a friend who claims that this happened to her. Being a 911 operator is not exactly the easiest job out there. The hours are long. The pay is mediocre and you get to experience a lot of grim stuff. People calling in with their relatives dying in front of them. Car crashes and domestic abuse is a regular thing. In spite of all this, I enjoyed working as one. I got to talk to a lot of people and we formed a tight bond at my workplace. So I stayed on for almost 20 years, from my early 20s to my early 40s, before switching careers. I have received countless calls over the years, but there is one that sticks with me to this day that gives me chills just talking about. So here is my story. I had just started my shift that would go from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. The office was pretty deserted at that point, with only a couple of other operators. I logged in and started doing my thing. The first hour was pretty standard. Nothing major happening. But then at around 7 p.m., a call comes in. I answer the phone. Me, 911. What's the emergency? No answer. I wait a couple of seconds before I speak up. Me, hello. You've reached 911, how may I assist you? Him, yes, hi. A voice appeared on the other line. It was a man, but he spoke very softly. Almost whispering. Him, could you send someone out here, please? Me, sir. Could you please speak a bit louder? Him, yes, of course. Sorry. I need some assistance out here. I got his address. He had raised his voice, but it was still pretty quiet. He was calm, but I could tell that his breathing was uneven. I realized that he was probably whispering, as did not want to be heard by someone. Or something. Me, what do you need assistance with? I need to know so that I can send the proper help. Him, well, there is a man in my living room. Me, a man. What is he doing? Him, nothing. He's just standing there. Completely still. Me, has he said anything? Him, no. Not a word. I didn't even see him through the window when I came home. Me, what does he look like? Him, he is tall. Slim build. Almost too slim. He has a gray suit on with black shoes. Light skin. Me, what does his face look like? Him, I don't know. His back is turned against me. Could you please send some help? I now realized just how scared this man was. He was trying to stay calm, but I could tell that he was trembling with fear. Me, assistance is on the way. It will take about 20 minutes. Stay on the phone with me and I'll help you. Okay. Him, okay. Me, when did you first notice him? Him, about 10 minutes ago maybe. I came home from work but did not see anything through the windows, as I said. Then when I walked in the living room, he was there. He did not react or anything. Me, so where are you now? Him, I am in my hallway. In a chair. If I lean forward slightly, I can see into the living room and see him. I could feel a chill creeping up my spine. This was very odd. If it had been a burglar, he would have done something by now. Me, all right. I am going to need you to do something. Could you please walk into the living room and try to take a look at his face? Or see if you get any response. Him, oh. Okay. Wait a minute. He put the phone down. This took place in the late 80s, so cell phones weren't a thing. Every house had a landline. I could hear some movement and then I heard his voice again. Him, I tried to, but I could not see his face. It's hard to explain. Please hurry up. I heard the sound of a door opening. Him, hang on. My wife just got home. I got to explain the situation to her. I heard hushed voices talking and I could hear that his wife started crying. Even I was scared now. This whole situation felt strange. After a while, he got back on the phone. Him, okay. We are both in the hallway now. She has also seen him and she knows the situation. Where are the police? Me, they are on the way. I promise. Could I please talk to your wife? I heard some rustling and then a female voice. She also spoke in a quiet voice while trying to suppress her crying. Her, hello. Me hi. I was wondering. Could you please describe the man in your living room? Her yes. He is very tall and slim. Gray suit and black shoes. He is wearing shoes and getting them on our new carpet. Now, when people are in a state of panic or shock, they will often say stuff that appears to be very mundane and disconnected from the situation. It is a coping mechanism. She continued. I was at the gym, so I got home later than usual. When I parked in our driveway, I noticed that the desk lamp in the living room was alight. I thought it was weird because that's my desk where I draw and it's only lit when I am drawing. But I did not see someone in the living room. Me okay. And the man in your living room? He has not said anything. Her no. Not a sound or a movement. All he has done is getting stains on my new carpet. Oh please. Send someone fast. She started crying again. I could see on my monitor that the police were only a couple of minutes away. The husband picked up the phone. Him yes. Hi, it's me again. Are the police close? Me yes. Only a couple of minutes now. I am going to need one of you to go outside and meet the police so that they can assist you. Him no, we can't. We're too afraid. I can't leave my wife alone. As I said earlier, this call was through a landline, so they could not go outside and stay on the call. Him I think will manage for a couple of minutes before the... Wait, what? Suddenly, he became silent. I tried to get his attention, but neither he or his wife made any noise. I heard some rustling followed by footsteps. Heavy footsteps. The kind only big boots can make when walking indoors. And then I heard the most chilling roar I have ever heard. It sounded inhuman. Very deep and incredibly strong. I jolted in my chair. Every hair on my body was standing straight up. Then, complete silence. Me hello. Are you there? Hello. Click. The person on the other end hung up the phone. I tried calling back but no answer. But then I saw something that still confuses me. My monitor made no indication that any patrols had been sent out to that address. I tried for an hour calling both the house and the number I got to the patrol car I had dispatched, but nothing. I had to continue working and taking calls, but that incident was on my mind the entire night. When I got off, I immediately drove to a friend of mine who works at the local police station. I asked him about this, but he had no memory of any police cars being dispatched to that address that night. I was completely dumbfounded. Had I been dreaming? Was I hallucinating? I was sure that I had talked with that couple. And I also remembered that inhuman roar. I drove home and tried to get some sleep, which I managed to do after a number of glasses of wine. A few days later, I had a day off. I decided to get to the bottom of this and soothe my mind. The address was written down in my notebook and I drove to the address. By coincidence, I arrived around the same time that the call had been made. A few minutes give or take. It was a nice area, full of expensive houses with new cars in the driveways and perfectly trimmed lawns. The house on the address did not stand out. It had a light yellow color with a garden filled with different kinds of flowers. Nothing seemed to be out of the ordinary. It was quiet and the air was warm. But then, I noticed something. In the window, there was a light. It was a desk light, shining brightly. As I was staring at this, unsure of my next move, a car pulled into the driveway. It was a new BMW that parked. Out of the car came a woman looking the part of an expensive car owner. I could smell the perfume from the curb I was standing on. The weird thing was that she did not seem to notice me at all. I was after all standing right in front of their house, looking straight at it. Most people would at least react to a stranger standing in front of your house. She started walking towards the house but stopped after a few steps. I could see the confusion in her eyes and then she spoke. That's weird. Why is my desk light on? I recognized the voice straight away. It was the wife. I froze in place, unsure of what to do. The hairs on my arms stood straight up. The woman walked to the front door, opened it and went inside. I stood in front of the house for maybe 10 minutes, staring intensely at the window with the desk light. Nothing. At last, I jumped in my car and drove away. I could not shake this feeling of complete fear. I never heard anything about that house or anything similar to it. I later moved away from that town and have never returned. It just makes me feel weird being there. It's been over 30 years, but I still remember it clear as day. The trembling voice of the husband, the wife crying, and that inhuman roar. You should find the woman who can teach you to see all the husbands that stand still. That shit was ducking creepy as hell. I am a 999 call handler UK, and although I've heard a lot of shocking stuff in my time, there's one call that sticks out to me as creepy. A call came through to me during a night shift from what we call a limited service state mobile. This is what happens when your mobile phone makes an emergency call using whatever limited bare bones phone signal it can find. They're often calls of incredibly poor quality, and the phone number displays as a ghostly 070000000000. Usually the BT operator will present such calls to us verbally, but all I heard was static when challenging the line. Within seconds the static cleared, and in the silence a small, childlike voice said, "Truth or dare." Then the line cleared. My hairs all stood up on end. And to be honest, I've got chills again now just recounting this story. I couldn't call the number back because, as I said above, it didn't display properly. There was no BT operator, so I couldn't ask to hear the tape before I was connected. I sat there in silence for a good few minutes trying to convince myself that it was a child playing a prank in an area of low signal. In the early hours of the morning, there's a strange intruder in your living room. Go up to him, look at his face, then come back to the phone. How about get the duck out till cops get there? Not sure your mom's friend was giving great instructions. I thought the same shit. Like a know a hole here. I'll pass, LOL. Does this mean that the wife and husband are ghosts or something that replay the same scene over and over again? Why didn't you direct them to get to safety? Isn't that what a 911 operator is supposed to do? I was not the operator, so I can't answer that. Stress and fear makes you behave in strange ways.